Hello, it's Daniel Piatek. How are you? As you can see, I found my way to a beautiful location up here on the little mountains on the edge of where I live. So I came up here today because I wanted to make some videos and do a little work, and I was getting a little stir crazy at home. And so I've learned that it's important for me to just follow and trust how I'm feeling and see what it has to teach me. And so I checked in with my intuition, and it said, get up into the mountains. So this feeds my soul here. Maybe it doesn't for you, but it does for me. So I wanted to share with you my journey in getting here, because this is an interesting example of what it is that I teach and I work with clients on. It's a fundamental framework that I deal with, and I like to do it in a fun way when I can, because hell, it makes life more interesting, for one. And second is that it's a way for me to keep reaffirming myself that this sort of semi-crazy way that I think actually works. So it does work. So this is a fun little story, but it just kind of shows an example. So I was at home, as I said, and I've been working. I had a meeting with one of my mentorship clients, and I got done. And I just thought, look, it's still light out, it's nice, and I'm not feeling good. What do I want to do? So I checked in with myself, and it's like I just felt like call to the mountains. So I said, okay, so I got my stuff together so I could come work, and I thought maybe I'll make some videos. So I brought the machine up and all my stuff. And so I said to myself, okay, and to the universe, all right, take me to a place, show me a place that I can find up in the mountains that's quiet, there's no people around, where there's trees, because the trees, and just some place that's out of the sun because the sun's hot. And what else did I say? Where I could make videos and work. So I got in the car, and this is actually an exercise that I give to students in classes too, because it's fun. And so I got in the car, and so I use my intuition as part of how I work with people. So I'm more comfortable with it maybe than you might be. So I have ways in which of checking in with my gut, also just different ways that I sense where to go. So and then when I don't, I use muscle testing, which I will put a link here to a video about muscle testing and how you can use muscle testing to make decisions. So I'm like, okay, show me the way. Show me the way to this perfect place in the mountains. So I get in the car and I start driving, and I just am following where I feel to turn. At places where I'm not sure, I do a quick muscle test. I say, okay, this way, or this way, yes, no. Give me, I'll do this in a separate video, show you how to do this. But okay, do I turn right here? I get a yes. Do I turn no here? I get a no. It's really simple and kind of fun, and I use it in a lot of ways to help me to make decisions when I'm not sure about something. So I basically did that all the way to here, to found my way here. I've never been here before. And I mean, literally, I'm just like going around, and I do a couple of places. I took a couple of turns. I'm like, you want me to turn here? But that's a parking lot. And it's like, yeah. So I turn in there. So the first thing I did was I turned into this place, which is a place that's a restaurant and a shop, and it takes me through the parking lot. I knew that place, and I get back there. I'm like, why am I here? I look and I'm muscle testing. I'm asking myself questions. And so, is this the place to stop and do these videos? No. And then I look and I notice a place where I can come when I'm done to come and sit and work, and I'm kind of looking. I notice that place. And I ask this question. So am I being shown here because of that place? Yes. Is that so I can come here and work later? Yes. I'm like, okay, fine. So I go and I leave. I keep going. I go up to this traffic circle. And okay, which one? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4? And I got to take the first turn. So I took the first turn. I'm going through this residential area thinking maybe there's a place here. I end up back at the entrance to that store where I saw the place to come later. I'm like, what the heck? So sometimes I get things wrong. Sometimes it's fun. I don't necessarily know. So I'm sitting there. I stopped at the stop sign, and I'm like, okay, I'm thinking, okay. And I ask, is this for me to remember to come back here? Yes. So I get the paper out and I write it down. And as I'm driving off, I realize, you know what? I would have forgotten that because I didn't think about going there in the first place. And with the way my memory works, I would have forgotten it. So I wrote it down so it's in the car when I get back to remember to go back there. So then and I find my way here. Long story short, I find my way here. And I get up here, I park the car, and I start finding my way down. And then this is another thing that it's a point I make with people a lot, because so I'm finding my way down here, and there's a path that leads me here, and I'm looking, and there's two paths. And it's like, okay, which one do I take? On the left? Yes. On the right? No. And the right one looks like the better one, but I go down the left, and then as I go over this little hill, and then I see another path which I didn't see back there before. And I get up there and say, oh, do I go here? Yes. And that led me to right here. So I thought, okay, I need to talk about this on the video, because when I teach this, which I teach in, I have a short book that I've written. I teach these 3 keys of how to find your way step by step in life to getting what you want. So I won't go into all of that here, but that demonstrates basically the second key, and one of the things it's talking about in the second key is that, I will say a little bit. So the 3 keys are, in order to get to something that you want for yourself, first of all, you create that as an intention. I want that. So for me, I set the intention back in the parking garage before I left, which is show me a place that's like this. Take me to a place that's like this. That was my intention. Now then, the keys are, the first one is embrace I don't know, which is, okay, I'm willing to not know how to get there. I'm willing to not know. I'm willing to not know. Because I do know some places. I could have taken my way there, but that's not the game I wanted to play. I wanted the perfect place. And the other places I could think of weren't really perfect. So I thought, okay, I want the perfect place. The second is to embrace, I want to know. I don't know, but I do want to know, because I want to find the perfect place to be able to work and make these videos. I want to know. So in I want to know, you have to be willing to find your way step by step, step by step. So most of us like to have the whole thing planned out. How we're going to get that thing we want, how we're going to find that perfect job, or even the perfect place for us to go on vacation, or whatever it is. We often want to kind of have it all figured out first. But the 3 keys are about finding what's exactly perfect for you. And in order to do that, we have to be willing to find our way step by step. So in this example, what happened to me on the way here was that the path that led me, which right back behind me, to get right here, which is beautiful because there's actually a view I can see from here of the mountain over there. I'm out of the sun, direct sun, and over here, which is different than over there or back there, I can actually get proper cell signals so that I can work on the internet. And I was worried when I parked, because I thought, darn, the signal's not good enough. It's only 3G. I'm not going to be able to use my computer. But once I got to here and I checked my phone, I'm like, darn, this is amazing. It's 4G. So that wasn't part of my perfect picture. I wasn't asking for 4G, but I was asking for a place where I could sit and work. So in order to get here, 2 steps back, I had to follow what I was getting intuitively. So I used muscle testing in this case because I wasn't sure. Because when I got to that path, the way that came here just looked like a bad idea. It was going off there. And the other way looked much better, but I was getting, no, don't go the seemingly much better way, go this other way. And as soon as I did, and I walked about 20 steps over the hill, then I saw the path that came here, step by step. So the point of all this, if I can remember at this point, is that basically, if we're willing to get clear about what we want, follow the way step by step, keep embracing I don't know. So the silly, again, it's silly, I know, but it's so valid in life. Is it back there, the way that seemed really great wasn't the right way to go. It was the way that didn't make any sense to me, but I was getting through my muscle testing because my intuition wasn't sure and my rational mind looked like that's the way, but that's when I resort to muscle testing because it helps me to get something that I've learned to trust. And I ended up here. So I will put a link here to where you can get a copy of my book that talks about this system of setting intentions and following step by step to get to what you really want. And I invite you to download it and take a look. It's not very long. I kept it that way because I wanted people to really get started on it. And it's what's allowed me to find my way in my life over many, many years, but particularly like this last period, this last few years of finding my way till I'm doing this work, living in this amazing place, and having a kind of life that I never would have imagined would have been right for me had I planned it. When did I start on this path? About 4 years ago. If I'd had to plan it 4 years ago, 3 years ago, I never would have planned it to look like this. And it's freaking amazing. So I invite you to try it out. And it makes life a lot more interesting, a lot more enjoyable, and more of the adventure that it was intended to be when we decided to come. So thanks for stopping in, and I wish you all the best. Bye for now.